Hi friends, hopefully this is a quick video. I just wanted to show you a couple of things that have been happening last few days. So I answered an ad on Facebook Marketplace, as I told you guys. That is a great place to gain scrapbooking stuff and magazines, pardon me, and old books, all kinds of good stuff that you can convert for your art. I was able to connect with this lovely woman who ended up being able to move the magazines down from Sarnia, much north of me, and get them here. And a lovely person brought them right to my door. But there are 38, I think, Family Circle magazines, and there are a couple like these are from the mid-90s. The rest of them are from mostly the 70s and a lot of the 80s. I'd say it's a fair split between 70s and 80s, with the other like 35 magazines. So it's a lot of vintage stuff, and I've been having fun cruising through them. And like I said, you guys have got to check out Marketplace, because there's all kinds of stuff there, you know. And people are so nice. Oftentimes they just want to get rid of this stuff and want it, you know, out. They need the space or something. But this is some of the fun stuff I've been taking out of those lovely Family Circle magazines. And just some of it is very vintage. Some of the 70s stuff, oh my God. Folks, you should see the recipes. And I'm putting the word recipes in quotes because, oh my God, if any of you have seen the beginning of the Bridget Jones movie, the first one, if you know, you know. But though it's that kind of food that, the stuff my mother used to love to serve and, you know, hostess with at the holidays and stuff. And it's like, no. A lot of Jello and stuff. Just, oh my God. Just some really weird stuff some of it's very old and some of it's, but most of them are from the 70s and 80s. But I've certainly been able to get hold of some fun stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff when you go searching, you find some amazing things. That's all I gotta say. But you gotta poke around. It's like when you go to a thrift store, don't just go in and walk up and down the aisles. Look behind things, because oftentimes someone will stash something there or be coming back for it or something. There are things put away in thrift stores, you know, behind other things on the shelf and things like that. So you really have to poke around. I mean, look at this stuff. Like, this is from, I can't believe I ever loved styles like this. 1976. September 76. So, yeah. Do you know what absolutely amazed me? And I shouldn't be amazed, but I didn't remember it, okay? The magazines from the 70s especially and into the 80s, a number of them, there's well over a dozen cigarette ads, full page and double spreads and stuff for cigarettes throughout the magazines, like dozens of, see, Saratoga 120s. They're everywhere in these old magazines. I had forgotten how much. Virginia Slim, see, we were inundated. No wonder we smoked. I mean, it was presented to us as, like, it was always the slimmer woman, and it was always, you know, she's athletic or enjoying her family. It was like, that was the way you stayed pretty, was to smoke. It was just, and people, you know, I hate to sound old, but people today wouldn't understand that. Like, we just all seemed to smoke. I know there were some brave souls that didn't, but oh my goodness, look at the fashion. I hesitate to use that word, but that's okay. We all loved it when we were there. You know, if you know, you know, right? So, I wanted to show you those. I got, I think, 38 magazines with this lovely woman. And I'm going to enjoy dissecting them. I'm going to enjoy using them, and they're old and lovely and wonderful, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy them. So, and I don't have to go magazine hunting for a while, because between the Canadian Geographics and the Martha Stewarts and the Victoria magazines and the Macleans and now these, I got a lot of stuff to pillage. So keep looking around, folks. Magazines are becoming a thing of the past to most people. So they're actually getting rid of them, and often by the box load. And honestly, just if the price is too high, haggle a little bit. You got nothing to lose, but you can put those magazines away for craft use for the future, you know? So, okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I found these 3 books at a thrift store that I was at with my daughter. I'd say a couple years ago. It was probably maybe even before Pandy. I don't know. But they're all 3 from the Massol. I believe that's a museum. Massol. I couldn't tell you because it's all in French, and despite being Canadian, I do not read and write French well. A little tiny bit, I can recognize a lot, but I'm not bilingual by any means. And these are all in French, as you can see. But I believe they're art books. Each one of them are art books. So I'm not sure if this is a gallery or whatever, or a catalog of things for sale, because there's like in here, it might be lots for an auction too. These may be auction books. So because they're talking about euros and stuff, maybe those are like set auction amounts or something for these pieces, because this one is all like furniture pieces and antiques and stuff. So this may be an auction house in Paris, because this is in Paris at the Hotel Dwart. Okay, in 2008, 2005, and 2006. So apparently modern art prints, things like that, from what I can gather, even Google doesn't have a lot of translation for their site, but I gather these are auction books or sale books, catalogs perhaps. They feel like catalogs. So anyway, I grabbed the 3 that were there when we were there. I think they were like 50 cents a piece. And it's beautiful, thick, heavy paper. So of course Janet's thinking, wow, that feels a lot like the calendar paper that we've been working in, and we're on December. The next page that I do in the calendar glue book is the finished page. I mean, then we're done that. So we were looking for a new spot to call home anyway, and I've got lots of magazines, and I do love magazine paper, but I've been enjoying working on the heavier one. Now, these 2 this one is full of furniture. There's very little, there's a few prints at the beginning that I will actually, like this is a staple binding, so yeah, so I will actually tear them out and use them in my work if I want to. Oh, that paper is, see, it's lovely. I'm a paperholic. I really am. But there are some nice, some depressing too, wow. Some nice art prints in this, listed in this catalog. So I'm taking the little prints because, you know, we're always looking for little prints to fill the spaces in our glue books, right? Oh, and I love that. Is that it for, yes, that's it for what I want. The rest looks like items there. Yeah, that looks like 90 euro and so on. This is a catalog of prints or auctions or something. So that's a sweetheart picture. Should I pillage that one too? Okay, so now we go over here and we just remove these pages these can be used as a backing for something. If someone liked the pictures that are on them, you can use them. Mostly I just use them as a backing for, you know, the Bali or boho type backgrounds. I do the patchwork and stuff like that. So I keep nice heavy paper for things like that. Now, even with what I've taken out, that's it, right? The rest is like furniture. Oh, we have some tapestries back here. Oh, that one's pretty. That really is. Okay, I'm going to keep that one. So that's the front page, so we shall remove that. And I'm not interested in any of the furniture pictures. It's not me. It's not an interest of mine. It doesn't matter what their provenance is or anything. I'm not interested. So this means that this beautiful, heavy, glossy paper is usable for glue book status. It gets elevated. It gets promoted to glue book status, because to me that's a good promotion now. Look at how thick that still is. Lots of pages. Once you add all the gluing, it's going to be a ton of pages, lovely pages. So there's the next book after the calendar. I've decided that that's what's going on. Now, with these two, and this is because of this furniture content, and it's got a few more pages than these, I'm not actually interested in the furniture at all, so that saves me there. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one because it's fairly thick, but this one is like, oh, see, the blue in there is just beautiful, and yet I'm not a modern art person at all. I'm not fussy about modern art, but there's a certain modern art sort of sense to Van Gogh, so I would have to be a little bit. See the Beatles, that 4-color thing, I love that. See, and then I mentioned Van Gogh, and I believe this is a rendition of Starry Night, I believe. I think, but I like that Beatles page. Did I tear out two? No. See, it's that thick. I thought I tore out 2 pages. Okay, so there are some things I will want to keep out of here. Actually, quite a few. I really love the styles of a lot of these art samples. There are some, I'm going to use some as inspiration for some art of my own, but I'm going to hang on to this particular book right now because I would like to I'd like to play with some of the styles that are in here with paint and chalk and things they've used. It's very cool, and I mean it looks like almost a Picasso type page, you know what I mean? But very interesting. The color is gorgeous. So this book I think I'm going to leave just as is and play with for a while, and when I'm done playing with the styles or getting used to some of them or playing around with them, then I'll put the book up for pillaging for collage. And if there's something I can't live without in one of my collages, I will cut it out of here. Oh, that's gorgeous fall scene. I will pull it out of here and pillage it gladly, because I do not feel guilty about pillaging for my art or what I love to do so much. I don't feel guilty at all. This is what things are put in my path for. If I had just a stack of magazines sitting there never doing with them, that's even worse to me. Like my mom, our set of mint and china sat in the china cabinet, and she pulled that stuff out regularly through the week here and there when we, one of us wasn't feeling well or we were all together for dinner time or something. It was the good china, but she loved using it. She said there was no point in letting it sit in the cabinet. It didn't sparkle that way, because she knew the secret to beautiful sparkly diamonds is to wear them. Keeping them locked in a jewelry box doesn't do anything for diamonds. It actually distorts their beauty, believe it or not. So, okay, babbling again, sorry. So this one I'm going to keep just for the styles and play around with the kind of art that see, it's so interesting. And again, guys, if you like art videos and stuff, not mine, but like other art videos, go to the Facebook Crafts and Collage link, and because I just keep posting them up there. So if you want to see art videos. Now, this one is, I think this was an artist that did a lot of Arabic scenes and Middle Eastern scenes, and it's a very subdued, very quiet, sort of blended, non-stark line type of art. So I don't know if it's all one artist. And there's some lovely stuff in here. Really lovely. I'm very drawn to much of it. So I'm going to have to think carefully before I use this as a background book. I will probably end up pillaging a good portion of what's in here because it's just some beautiful pieces. Look at these two. These two. Just gorgeous. Alright, so this will be maybe stolen from, but for right now, until I actually know what I want to do with a book or a thing, I kind of sleep on it. My mom taught me how to do that. Just sleep on it, she used to say. You know, if you feel different in the morning, then you can sleep on it again. If you feel the same in the morning, then you probably have your answer. You know, my mom was a smart lady. So, I'm going to keep this aside, not for the styles, but for the actual images themselves, because I've always been drawn to ancient Egypt and stuff like that. Part of my, actually my university degree is Egyptology and archaeology. I did classics, and a good portion of it was archaeology, and then Egyptology was some of that. So I will be keeping these two, and I will be using this one because it's perfect. The furniture just does not do anything for my little heart at all. I mean, I'm sure some of it is beautiful, but it isn't even styles I would want to have for my home, you know. Maybe that. But no, it's not me. That's kind of cool, for sure. But this is not me, and it isn't anything I would use in a glue book or collage. And let's face it, if I use it as my background book, which is the lovely thing about using kind of cool books for your background, your base book, is that if I come across a picture I particularly love, let's say this little, that looks like a Degas. Is that a Degas? Anyway, if I want to keep, no it's not, if I want to keep this picture in there, I can actually just glue book around it, and she still plays a part on that page. So they're your glue books. You play them any way you want. You play with them, you play them, you make them yours, you make them comfortable. You are the artist, the creator, the director of this program. So that was my quick video. I just wanted to share with you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and take care. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that other jazz, and watch another video right after this. Apparently, even just starting another video on this channel bumps us in the lists. So thank you for all your help with that. I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.